All right, we are live. We are live. Hey, Philip, you are ready. I am ready too, my friend. I am ready too. We are live. Come on in. One and all, great to have you here tonight. Hope you're all having a wonderful week. We're almost there at the weekend. Let me know that the sound is all right, that you hear me well. We got some major breaking news, obviously. Unfunny, Donna. How the truth always seems to come out. Yeah, that's the way this story ends. That's for sure. We did a live stream last Sunday night on how the dam was breaking for two former Democratic rising stars. And that's the key. They're former Democrat rising stars, Governor Cuomo of New York, Governor Newsom of California. Well, we were right, at least when it comes to Cuomo. Now he's being accused of sexual harassment. All right, good. You guys hear loud and clear. Thanks, Thomas. Very appreciated. Hey, David, love from Iowa. My wife was just watching a video of this YouTuber from Iowa that she's just, I was going to say she's fallen in love with, but maybe I'll rephrase that. I was in Iowa not too long ago. I guess, 2 years ago. And of course, I didn't get to say, I wanted to say at the top of my lungs, is this heaven? And everyone says, no, it's Iowa. So if you know Field of Dreams. It looks like we're done with Cuomo. We'll have to see. But this seems to me to be the pattern, okay? The pattern is the guy's a jerk. The pattern here has been this guy's policies were a disaster. And then everybody around him says, oh, yeah, and by the way, to make it even worse, he's a jerk. And then you get women coming out and saying, yeah, and he's a pervert too. And they start accusing him of sexual harassment. That's exactly this unraveling that happened with Cuomo of late, just in the last couple of weeks. It certainly looks like things are falling apart for him. So we'll see if we can make some sense of what's going on. So come on in, one and all. Great to see you guys. Wow. Yeah, we almost have 1,400 already in. Great, guys. Great to see you. Hello, Night Shift from Sweden. Gray Zone. Sweden Democrats. Great to see you, man. Yeah, you are the Night Shift. What are you? You're 5 hours ahead, I'm assuming? My, oh my. Gosh, I haven't been to Scandinavia in ages. I'd love to go on back there. Love to. So we have to get rid of this whole COVID nonsense. Anyway, so let's have some fun here. Now, before we get started again, we're going to take this conversation off of YouTube for obvious reasons. And we're going to pick it up on my exclusive online Q&A tomorrow night. February is at 25th. At 8 p.m. Eastern time. You are all invited. We hold these live Q&As every Thursday night and Monday nights as well. And they're exclusive for our Insiders Club members. If you're not a part of my Insiders Club, all you need to do is just click on that link below. You can sign up. And as a special incentive, you're going to get your first week absolutely free, no obligation. We want you to be there tomorrow night for the Q&A where you have direct access to me. And also, by the way, our special guests, we've had Andy No in the last week. We had David Horowitz. We've had Daniel Miller of the Texas Nationalist Movement. So you get to have direct access to the movers and shakers. We like to think of our Insiders Club as your backstage pass to the movers and shakers of the worldwide conservative movement. So make sure to take advantage of this week-long free trial because it is going to expire. Will not be around forever. So make sure to click on that link below, become an Insiders member, get your first week absolutely free. And I will see you tomorrow night for our live Q&A where you get to have direct access to me and ask me your questions directly. And they're really good. We have a really awesome, about an hour and a half Q&A twice a week. You're going to love it. All right, here we go, guys. You ready for this? Let's have some fun. Who said this? Quote, "We are not going to make America great again. It was never that great. We have not reached greatness. We will reach greatness only when every American is fully engaged. We will reach greatness only when discrimination and stereotyping against women, 51% of our population is gone, and every woman's full potential is realized and unleashed, and every woman is making her full contribution. Would you like to take a guess as to who said that? Did you guess one? Oh, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. Wow, bingo. You're right. We'll have to give you a prize tomorrow night in the live Q&A. Yeah, the New York governor, the once rising star of the Democratic Party, the guy who wrote a book on leadership during a pandemic, a guy who got an award from Hollywood as being the true leader, an acknowledgement of him being the true leader of this pandemic is over and against a terrible orange man bad in the Oval Office. He was talked about constantly as a possible replacement for Sleepy Joe during the campaign. Well, how far has this star fallen? I don't even know what to say. It is now, remember, 51% of the population, women engaged in every. It's now being reported Cuomo is being accused of sexual harassment by one of his aides. This is from Fox News. And keep in mind, usually when there's one accusation, right? So this is from Fox News. Former aide to Governor Andrew Cuomo is accusing the embattled New York leader of sexually harassing her, including unwanted kissing and touching, and says his top female staffers normalized the behavior. Lindsey Boylan, the former Deputy Secretary for Economic Development and Special Advisor to the governor, so keep in mind, these are Democrats coming out and saying this, said Cuomo constantly sought her out and had staffers arrange meetings with her where he made inappropriate comments. "Let's play strip poker," Boylan said. Cuomo remarked on a flight from an event in October 2017, according to an essay she wrote on Medium, published Wednesday, that's today. In another encounter in December 2016, Boylan said Cuomo arranged through a handler to meet her in his Albany office, to which she agreed reluctantly. She said he gave her a tour of his office, smirked, and showed off a cigar box he said that was given to him by former President Bill Clinton when he served as the Secretary of Housing and Urban Development. Boylan said she interpreted that to be an innuendo referencing the affair between Clinton and his then intern, Monica Lewinsky, in the mid-90s. She said she was warned by other staffers when she joined Cuomo's administration in 2015 to be careful around the governor. Boylan said his behavior was also normalized, particularly by Melissa DeRosa and other top women around him, that only now do I realize how insidious his abuse was. She also alleged that shortly before the office incident and made her feel uncomfortable, Stephanie Benton, director of the governor's offices, told her in an email that Cuomo suggested she look up images of Lisa Shields, his rumored former girlfriend, because we could be sisters, and told Boylan she was the better looking sister. I mean, if these are his pickup lines, this guy is in trouble, man. This guy, no wonder why he's lonely. Oh my, the governor began calling me Lisa in front of colleagues. It was degrading, Boylan wrote, including screenshots of the email exchange between her and Benton. Boylan said in another incident, this time in Cuomo's New York City office, he kissed her on the lips. I was in shock, but I kept walking, Boylan wrote. The idea that some might think I held my high-ranking position because of the governor's crush on me was more demeaning than the kiss itself. Boylan accused the governor of harassment last year, but did not elaborate on her experiences at the time. She wrote in her Wednesday essay that she expects the governor and his top aides will attempt to further disparage me, just as they've done with Assembly member Kim, we'll get into him in a moment, who came forward in recent weeks with his own accusations against the governor of bullying and threatening him. Neither Boylan nor Cuomo immediately responded to Fox News's request for comment. Wow. So it looks like Cuomo's circling the wagons here as more and more, and this is key, Democrats are coming out and calling for his resignation, indeed his impeachment, his removal from office. Now, this reference to Assembly Member Kim, we talked about this on Sunday night on our live stream. This is a fellow by the name of Ronald Kim. He's a self-identified progressive socialist. He claims that he was the target of a series of screaming phone calls from Cuomo when Kim refused to retract his statement about the governor's cover-up of the number of deaths in nursing homes due to the COVID-19, right? We're all aware of the backstory here, right? Just to make sure, the New York Times, believe it or not, of all publications, the New York Times broke the story several weeks back that Cuomo's State Department, his State Department of Health, deliberately unreported COVID-19 deaths in nursing homes by as much as 50%. And so in a leaked conversation, Cuomo's top aide admitted that data was withheld on nursing homes where obviously more than 10,000 New Yorkers died during the pandemic. And so even the New York Times reported that this was definitely appearing to be nothing less than a very significant cover-up on the scope of the death toll in New York nursing homes. And so Cuomo's been doing everything he possibly can to quell the political fallout from all of this. But as we argued on Sunday night's video, actually, we argued this a few weeks back as well. I forgot about it. This is like, I think, our third or fourth video we've done on this. We're really trying to keep an eye on it because, again, this is one of the Democrats' rising stars just going, he is utterly imploding. When this story first broke, we argued here that Cuomo was most likely politically dead as a result of this, that there was no way he was going to be able to squirm his way out of that. And I think that just keeps getting confirmed week in and week out, especially with these latest calls for his removal from office that are beginning to well up as we speak. It's being widely reported New York legislators, I should say, are starting to line up calling for Cuomo's removal. And it's not just coming from Republicans. This is coming from Democrats like Ronald Kim. And he told Yahoo News that it's going to take a little time, he thinks, to build a consensus to finally impeach Cuomo. But he said every day they are inching closer and closer toward the fully realized impeachment process. And so after Kim made public the threats he received from Cuomo, DeBlasio, the ultra-left mayor of New York, and he and Cuomo button heads. Cuomo at one point during the whole riot said, yeah, if I have to, I'm going to remove him and I'll take care of the city myself. DeBlasio in an interview with, and I've got it here. Let me get the quotes because it's so funny just seeing Democrats destroying each other here. DeBlasio, here's what he said on MSNBC. Okay, remember, DeBlasio and Cuomo don't like each other, all right? So this guy, Assemblymember Kim, comes out, says Cuomo's been bullying him on the phone, threatening him to destroy his career and the like. And here it is. In an interview with MSNBC, DeBlasio said, quote, "It's a sad thing to say, but that's classic Andrew Cuomo. A lot of people," this is kicking a man when he's down. You got to admit it. A lot of people in New York State have received those phone calls. The bullying is nothing new. I believe Ron Kim, and it's very, very sad. No public servant, no person who's telling the truth should be treated that way. The threats, the belittling, the demand that someone change their statement right that moment. Many, many times I've heard that, and I know a lot of other people in this state have heard that. It's just the script. It's exactly what a lot of us have heard before. It's not a surprise. It's sad. It's not the way people should be treated. Gang, these are Democrats coming out. These are Democrats coming out with their knives here. Just too good. Now, we've been talking about the Democrat civil war that's going on. And it's funny. I never knew quite what to make of Cuomo and DeBlasio. It's not like Jenny Durkin in Seattle. It's not like, what's his name in Portland, Ted Wheeler. It's not like Jacob Fry in Minneapolis. Okay, these are your clear classic, white bougie establishment neolibs. Okay, they're your old Democratic Party. And then you have the rise of the new Democrats, the BLM, the Antifa Democrats, and they're pushing back. Obviously, we have what was her name? Abdullah. She was the founder of BLM LA, and she came out and excoriated Eric Garcetti, mayor of Eric Garcetti of Los Angeles, for being what she called a liberal white supremacist. Now, keep in mind, Eric Garcetti's Democrat. Eric Garcetti defunded the police force by $150 million, if I recall, in LA. He's done everything he can to bend the knee, right? To quite literally to BLM activists. And yet that's not good enough. They're coming out and calling him a liberal white supremacist. And she actually likened him to Donald Trump. She said, you've got this evil, this was during the summer, you got this evil white supremacist in the Oval Office, but you also have these liberal white supremacists in LA's town hall, like Eric Garcetti. So, and she was remarking to someone, if you're going to say F Donald Trump, make sure you also say F Eric Garcetti. It was a fascinating admission, because what it was in effect saying is, you and I may be in the same political party, but that doesn't mean that we're political allies. We're going to take over this political party and steal it from you. BLM activists, Antifa activists are going to steal that. And this is what Ted Wheeler in Portland's had to deal with. That's a Democrat civil war. This is what Jenny Durkin in Seattle's had to deal with. That's a Democrat civil war with BLM and Antifa. This is what Jacob Fry's had to deal with in Minneapolis, which is almost entirely BLM oriented. There's a Democrats versus Democrats. There's left versus left. And as part of that, I saw DeBlasio and Cuomo as reflective of it, but it was like they were both the old white bougie neoliberals kind of fighting each other. Well, now, with this guy this fellow Kim, this assembly member Kim, who's kind of coming out and saying, well, yeah, I'm a progressive socialist, and this guy Cuomo is trying to beat me up here and threaten me. And now I think we're starting to see it. We're starting to see the new progressive wing of the Democratic Party trying to push out the old white bougie, neoliberal side, the Biden side, the Biden, Clinton, Schumer wing of the Democratic Party. They don't want anything to do with that anymore. They want anything to do with Republicans. It's really, really a fascinating civil war that's exploded there. And it gets worse for Cuomo. I don't know if you heard, federal prosecutors in Brooklyn and the FBI are investigating whether Cuomo obstructed justice by not being truthful with the Justice Department with regard to the COVID positive patients and the death rates in nursing homes. And now, on top of all that, as of today, you have the allegations of sexual misconduct. I mean, how much worse can it possibly get for the guy? So it looks like things are over politically for the New York governor. Of course, we'll have to see how things play out, but it does appear rather clear that the Democrats have indeed lost one of their major rising stars. And frankly, as far as I'm concerned, it couldn't have happened to a better guy. All right, gang. Remember, if you just came on in, you're invited to our exclusive live Q&A tomorrow night, February 25th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, where we could get into things much deeper there. These are live Q&As we hold every week. You get direct access to me to ask me your questions. And but you do have to be a member of our Insiders Club, and you can do that simply by clicking on the link below. And to make it sweeter for you, you're going to get your first week absolutely free, no obligation. We'd love for you to stay as a member. You are the heart and soul. Our members are the heart and soul of this channel. And you are also going to be put in with an amazing communion, a fellowship with thousands of conservatives all over the world. You're going to absolutely love that networking. It's amazing as a daily interaction. There's no one like them. So we need that bonding and that fellowship more now than ever. And so click on that link below, become an Insiders Club member, get your first week absolutely free, and I'll see you tomorrow night for our live Q&A. All right, looking forward to it. God bless everyone. Good night.